Okay, welcome back. Uh, whoever is watching. Uh, so we're in the middle of creating these pages in here, and we are going to we'll actually be duplicating a lot of pages. Yeah, actually, you know what? Since I am duplicating these, I'm going to actually after I create these three pages here and I save them, I'm going to edit them and I'll go ahead and put the text in there, and then I'll do some more copying, and I'll copy all the iterations after it, and that way the majority of it will be done fairly quickly. Um, okay, so let's rename these. It's going to be page 8, and this one rename this page 9. Right now they all say the same thing, which is a-okay right now. And uh, yeah, so we're going to do P8. Okay. Curses of the Modern Morlock. So let me go back to my notes here real quick. And all right, flying horses, fact or fiction. This one is 8. So 8. Flying horses, fact or fiction. Okay, and then we go here and we say Control V, and that should be actually be a colon there. Flying horses, colon, fact or fiction, question mark, because this is the title, and this, of course, this is going to be underscore, 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 and underscore. Okay. Book, uh, book delving into the myth of the myth of Pegasus. Okay, it's all right, and all right. So this is okay. So this is right. Let's copy this. Let's Control S. Let's close that. Over here, rename. Control V. Okay. And this one is going to be Enchanted Monthly. EVVM profiles violet. And that's going to be, okay, we can actually spell it out here. And this is also 9. And then we can say Enchanted villain monthly profiles violet shadow. Okay. Uh, Magazine interview with Violet. Oh, where she claims responsibility for Hubert losing half of his magic and turning Sir William into a unicorn. Okay. Okay. Control C. Plus. And we're going to go here. Close that. Did I? I guess I should save that. Okay. Rename to there. Go. Oh, cancel. All right. So now we have the 3, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reload saved scene. Okay. And the 3 should be down here, right? Oh, look at that. Look at that. I either, okay. Why don't I change, we'll change that. And in fact, I'll change that in just a second. Okay. And why do I have 4 there? Doggone it, why do I have 4? Why is that still there? In fact, oh, yeah, okay, I know what I did now. It's not a problem though. Let's go to layout tool. I gotta make sure. Where, what happened to, oh, because I haven't saved the that's right, I haven't saved the metadata yet. Okay, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Scene, reload, save scene. Yep. So now there should only be 3 here, right? Okay, good. Page 789. Let's actually pop this down. Let's this up. And we'll just say EVM. EVM profiles, violet moon shadow, like that. Okay. And that's not really a big deal right now. I might have to do some code where the width of the box is the width of the widest. It'd be the widest title because the thing inside only basically works off of 5 lines in the description. So that's not going to affect the size any, but I might should affect the size of the width, and it should affect all the width. So I'll have to write some code to get the widest size to resize. Anyways, get the widest size of the text, and then resize all things to the widest size there. Anywho, okay. All right. Only two people in there right now. That's okay. So that should be first. EVM should be last. It doesn't have to be last, but it'll be last. There we go. So 7, 8, 9 right there. All right. So then the next thing is I need to put in the actual. It's essentially the actual text of what he's going to do to check these out. So um, then what I can do is I can actually copy these and base the numbers off the numbers. I think I can do it that ways. It does mean that they'll be at 0, which means they'll all be there in that center thing. But let's do something here. Before we're doing anything else, let's go ahead here and let's move these out. Control Z, Shift. We're going to move this over here like so. And we're going to save room data like so. And I'm going to zoom in like so. And now we have the metadata correct. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're gonna let's open this one. Um, wondering about the library. The unicorn finds a book about curses. Written by none other than Hubert. I written by another written by Hubert. We'll just say like that. Because I'm not interested in the narrative part at this point. What about the library? The Unicorn finds a book about curses written by Hubert. Um, um, while it's sitting on the floor, the unicorn flips through its pages with his horn. Unicorn stumbles on the translocation spell that suggests it needs the original spellcaster break. But then in a footnote says that you can also find an equally powerful wizard to break the curse. Okay. On the back is a picture of the same guy whose portrait was defaced. Um, let's see. Hit one. I think it's going to be the other two, right? So it's going to be the Flying Horses one, and it's going to be the EVM profile, EVM magazine. Instead of wandering around, uh, the unicorn walks over to the book about curses and pulls it down with this one. Okay. Hit one to check out the book on flying horses. Hit two give me a sec to check out the Violet Moon Shadow issue of EVM. Okay. Okay, because the previous thing that presents the three choices is going to say he wanders around the library and he spots these three texts that he thinks are relevant to him. Okay, so we'll say okay for that. We will go over here. Actually, let me check something in here. Okay. Let's go up here. Okay, meanwhile, let me take this meanwhile out. That. And let's see if there's a meanwhile in here too. Yep. All right. That's okay. And then, all right. So I'm actually gonna, of course, I'm not gonna link these, but I am gonna finish up the middle one here too. So hopefully today by 3:30, about an hour. Hopefully an hour is long enough, is short enough, or is long enough to let me get me over the finish line for chapter 4. If that's the case, then I can start chapter 5 tomorrow, which is exciting. Okay, chapter 4. Okay, book. Uh, interested in mythology. Why would a unicorn be interested in mythology? I mean, you don't know who this unicorn is. You probably suspect, and maybe I should introduce him and tell you that the unicorn is Sir William, because that's not really it's not a thing that you're trying to keep hidden at this point. But maybe you are. Maybe. Uh, he knows he's been changed, so I might just set it up to where he's introduced that first time when you're at the pool. Okay. Being interested in mythology, the unicorn heads over to the book about flying horses. Horses. The book, after pulling it off the shelf and paging through it with his horn, all he gets from it is um see, he pulls it off the shelf and then pages through it with his horn. Uh, book book's conclusion is that the only flying horses you'll see is if a wizard decides he needs to create one. And this is pretty much on the nose of what happens, but I just figured the idea is that he goes through, they talk about Pegasus and they talk about all these different realms and stuff and how it could be, and I guess the consensus is that flying horses are a myth, just like Pegasus is a myth. There wasn't actually a flying horse, and that really uh, the only way you'll get a flying horse is if a wizard decides he needs to cast a spell. You know, wizard decides he needs to make one, basically. Okay. Okay, so hit 1 to check out. Now, yeah. Hit 1 to check out. What's that one? Book on Curses, right? Curses. Hit 2 to hit them through the Violet EVM issue. Okay. Okay. See, now after this, we'll have the basis for all three. And I'll be able to actually essentially just kind of duplicate everything. Except for the other page. So I have to actually go in and manually modify the. Anyways, I have to go and modify the deals there. Okay. Um, unicorn. with some effort manages to pull off the EVM issue and start to look through it. In the interview with Violet, she claims responsibility for taking half of Hubert's magic and turning Sir William into uniform. Right. Unicorn starts to relish the idea of taking care of Miss Moonshadow. Miss Moonshadow. Okay, hit 1 to continue, and that's I see. Hit 1 to get out the not curses. Hit 2 to what is 2? About curses, and then the flying horses. Look through not flying horses. Okay. Oh. Control S, save room data. Clear this out. Okay, so really what I want to do though here is I want to okay. Let's look at this first. You're going to see a sign suggesting a visit to the library. Down the hall. He notes a particularly defaced portrait. It's around the library for any book that may help. Yeah, so, okay. Okay. Searches around the library for a bit and spots three texts that look promising. Okay. Hit 1 to get the book that talks about curses. Hit 2 to look at the book that's about Define courses in mythology. Hit 3 to read the interview that Violet has with EVM. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Oh, door destination doesn't exist. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Uh, we'll fix that. So now we go to the doors, and we're gonna go ahead and right, Control B, Control V, and that's 1, 2, and 3. All right. This is going to be right 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so this one is going to be 7. It's going to be 8. This one's going to be 9. So now let us get the titles. Okay, Control C. First one's Curses of the Modern Warlock. Okay. Control V. Then we're going to do the same thing here. Control C. Control paste. And the third one is copy. Wait. Copy. Hit. Come on. Paste. Okay. Say room data. Okay. Now we have those three. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually copy each of these. I'm going to copy each of these here. All right. Don't tell me I have nothing to do. That doesn't bother me at all. I might do the doors manually as well. As well. Eat a fucking on the wheel. Okay. Alright, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Let's do it. Curses and the Modern Warlock. The Unicorn checks out a book. Okay. Unicorn checks out a book. Oh, that's wait. Oh, shoot. Metadata. Rooms. Okay. Let's pull this out. And we're going to copy the doors. We're actually going to copy the doors to each of them. But we'll make sure here. Let's just copy doors and the array. And then let's open these up. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and OV, and then I'll take the ones that don't belong. I'll take them out. OV. Okay. So now here's the Modern Warlock. Okay, so we just take that one out. Flying Horses Fact or Fiction, and that's fine. If I'm right. Flying Horses, EVM, right? Okay. This is going to be choice 1 and choice 2. Okay. And actually, this isn't going to be correct either because this is going to be whatever the next pages are. However, okay, I'll just do this and then I will. It's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that sort of thing. So 9. So it's going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 10 through 15 are going to be the remaining. But I will get to that in just a moment. Okay, so let's go check this out. 1, to check out the curses, and 2, to thumb through the EVM issue. Okay, so we're going to take this out. And we're this 1 and 2. And then here is 1, curses and flying horses. Curses and flying horses. And we just remove. I need to remove the comma because the last one can't be a comma, or else the JSON fails. Okay, so that's good. Now, the next thing is I'm gonna just have to do them in order, basically. So, whereas, let's make sure that I'm sure here. No, that's the old one, isn't it? In fact, let's close this again. I'll reopen it later if I need to. What am I doing? Okay. So I'm making sure this is page 9. So I'm making sure it's page 9. Then we're just gonna go across. So this is gonna be 10 and 11. And we'll call it the right ones once we copy these over. Okay. So 10, 11. Like this. This would be 12 and 13. And yes, they're the exact same pages, but because of the nature of the way this works, this is just you're supposed to be able to hit all 3 14, 15, right? 14, 15. 15. Okay. All right. 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, and 15. Okay, that's good. Of course, they don't exist yet until I make them, and that's where the copies are going to come in. And I guess what? I want 3 copies of each? Is that how that works? Make sure that I'm right about this. So, this one doesn't have the curses. This one has the curses, and this one has the curses. So that's 2 curses. Okay, so it's probably 2 of each. This one has flying horses. This one doesn't have flying horses. This one has flying horses. That's 2 copies of that one. And then EVM profile, EVM profile, no EVM profile. Okay, so I'm just making sure that what it is 2 of each. I mean, I should be able to tell that by the number of doors in each of them. So really, it should be that many duplicated. So I need to duplicate 2 of each. That is, I need to have 2 copies of each So I'll copy each of those twice, and then I will rename them to correspond. Okay. So let's just go ahead and close this, and we're going to do that. And I don't care about the actually don't care about the metadata, the positions, because I'll just reposition them when I open them in here. So let's go ahead and copy, and we're in rooms. Okay, let's go ahead and paste, and let's paste a 3rd time, or 2nd time essentially. Right. So now there's is three versions of each, and that's not really 3 versions of each. It is, but it isn't. Okay. So this is where we say 10, whatever. Okay. Let me think for a moment. Okay. We're gonna have even more copies of them afterwards, but just gonna do this first. This is gonna go to 10 and 11. Okay. Flying horses is 10. EVM is 11. So flying horses, we'll rename this to 10. And EVM, we'll name that to rename this to page 11. That. Now we have 9, 10, and 11. Okay. Now the next one here is flying horses. Flying horses. Curses and EVM. So curses and EVM. Curses is 12. rename to 12. Curses is 12, and EVM is going to be, rename that to 13. Okay. 7P8 to P9. EVM profiles. Okay, so we got the 3 EVM. Okay. Now the final one is EVM, so that means curses and then flying horses, right? So curses is going to be 14. This to 14. Curses and flying horses. Flying horses, there we go. And this to 15. I think that works. So 7 curses in the modern warlock, 8 flying horses factor fiction, 9 EBM profiles violet moon shadow, 10 flying horses fact or fiction, 11 EBM profiles, okay, 12 curses in the modern warlock, 13 EBM profiles, 14 curses in the modern warlock, 15 flying horses. And Bob's your uncle. Now, I do need to rename a few of these so that there's not copies. So, rename. They're no longer copies because now they have a specific page number associated. These page numbers don't need to be in order. Doesn't matter. However, having groups, certain groups in the sort of order that I want, that kind of matters. Okay. There you go. Rename. I'll have to do the same thing again for the next deal. And rename. Another copy. So now I need to go in and 10 through 15. I need to actually rename them 10 through 15 and make sure the doors. Well, the doors should. The doors are fine because the doors are going to have to change too. So, but we'll see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and open with the text editor. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Now, the final thing to do here is we're going to kind of do the same. Well, we're not going to do the same thing because I think for a moment. Let me think for a moment. 13, 12, and 13. 13. No. That's right. The doors are going to go to X6 numbers. It's going to start at 15, so it's going to be 16, 17. No, it'll be one each. 16, 17, 18. Okay. Let's modify the door afterwards. Let's go ahead and scene, reload, save scene. Okay, that's all right. That was 15. This one's 14. This one's 13. This one's 12. 11. 10. Like so. Okay. All right. So we need to do a thing here. Curses, flying horses. Now EVM's got to be down here. So let's do this. The curses, flying horses, and then EVM right here. Let's do this. Okay, what's the next one? And I'll have to renumber those two, but so 11 is okay, page 11. So this one is curses, this one is EVM, and so the next one needs to be flying horses. So 11's going to have flying horses. Fiction. Okay. As far as doors go, right? We're on 11. We're on 11. Okay, so let's go to 12. 12 is curses. 12 is curses. Okay, let's go by what this says. 1 is curses. Okay. So this 12 is going to be curses. Wait a second. Oh, it's what's left, right? What's left? What's left? What's left? What is this? Flying horses, curses, and then EVM. So EVM is going to be the next one here. Remember, I'm only yeah. I'm only eliminating the doors here. Now what's this one? This is EVM. So curses and horses, but what are we doing? Flying horses here. Flying horses, EVM, and then the final one is going to be curses. So curses is going to be there. Curses. Okay, what's next? This one's curses. Okay, that would be this one. Curses and horses. Okay, so this one is curses, and this one is horses, and this one is EVM. EVM, curses, uh, oh, flying horses. So flying horses is going to be this one. That, and then this one over here is flying horses. So this one is EVM, flying horses, and then that's going to be curses there. So the last one, make sure saved. The last one is going to also be curses, right? Okay. So now that I got that done, I have to renumber the doors because now they're starting with 15. So this is gonna be 16. So this is gonna be door to 16, right? Door to 17, door to 18, door to 19, door to 20, and door to 21. S tab, S tab, S tab, S tab, S tab, S tab. Okay. That should handle that. And then all I need to do is I need to copy. Right. Now let's go ahead and reload this and do the same here. Reload, save scene. Reload. Okay. Yeah. Okay, right. This. Oh, I see. I should have actually saved him first. That. That. Okay. I'm gonna save it. We're gonna go ahead and save room data. So that saves the metadata. And then we are going to okay, so we need a copy of all 6 of them again. And actually, since I got all the doors here, I can name them too. I think. Okay, so let's try that. Shoot, it's cutting it close, but it looks like I'm gonna get done today here. We'll see though. Uh, okay. Copy and paste. And this is this. Well, this is the same thing, but this is okay. So what I want to do here is I want to open up the doors to all of these. So I want to read the doors this time. Read the doors. Read the doors. Read the doors. And the doors. And honestly, what I should do is I should go ahead and just do the order to myself. EVM, flying horses, EVM curses, no flying horses, and curses. So, EVM is a 16. Actually, wait, where are all the EVMs? 16 and what else? 16 and 18. Okay, so let's do 16. Uh, okay. Okay, rename to 16. And rename this to 18. Like that. Okay. Now what's next? That was 16, that was 18. So 17 is flying horses. 17 and 21 is flying horses. Okay. Flying horses. Rename this to 17. And where's the other flying horses? Is the thing. Where's the other flying horses? Something not right. Oh, flying horses here. Just copy, rename this to 21. Okay. Now what's the so Violet Moon Shadow or EVM, flying horses, curses. So curses is 19. Flying horses is 20, isn't it? Flying horses is 20. Rename 20. Okay. Curses. Okay, where's curses? Uh, Curses. Okay, again, 19. Okay, 19 and 21, right? 19, 21. Curses. Rename this to 19. And rename this as 21. Now, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, right? And those are all the copies ones, and we're just going to remove the copy part of it. Let's close everything. Close without saving. Hopefully it didn't screw me up here. Rename. Name. rename. Rename. It takes a lot of work for just this kind of boring stuff here. Rename. Rename. Okay, so the final thing that we do here is 16 through 21. Make sure that the file names match. One text editor. And oh, there. Okay, I have to actually go back and correct the choices deal on the thing back there. So this one's 17. This one is 18. This one is 19. This one is 20. This one is 21. 21. And then we copy gets a clue. And I wish I had the old door thing here. Not that it's that hard, but I have to actually fill it in here. Rename. Control C, escape. Okay, let's control tab here. Paste. T2 22 gets unicorn gets a clue. And actually, that's not right either, is it? It's a clue. Let's open that up. Let's see what that looks like. Find the book. Right. The unicorn gets a clue. Okay, and that's the end. That's the end of chapter 4, right? Yeah, that's the end of chapter 4. I don't know. Let me check something here. There's something not right. I mean, it's not wrong, but let's go back to 3, 5, 6. So that means that 22 is the end. If 22 is the end, that means it's actually T3P0 because that's the actual end thing, T3P0, just before the princess gets her room. So we're going to do then is we're going to rename it. So let's go ahead and let's close that. And let's go ahead and rename this. Rename that. We're going to call this T3P0. That. Okay. And we're going to T3P0. And we're actually going to go ahead and change that T3P0 It's going to be the same. It's just that. Okay, we're going to close that, and then I'm going to go and pull up the let's go ahead and go back up the chain to this. Let's go to layout tool, and let's just change 22 for T2 22. Let's rename that. We'll rename that T3 P0. That. Okay, and that should work fine. Everything should be fine. Everything is fine. Okay, and then let's rename. Control C, escape. Now, let's go ahead and paste. This is going to be 1. And then we're going to copy Control C or to Control V. So they're all going to go to, all of these are going to go to that one. So we're going to copy Control Z, Control C, S, Control Tab, V. Let's do this. V. There we go. It's a blue. Okay. So let's go into the right door, the right option, and then we're going to open up the previous ones to make sure that they have the right options. They're all going to be ones. They actually all are going to be ones too, also, I think, or yeah. So 15, 10 through 15, right? Open with text editor. We're going to make sure these all say 1. 1, Control Tab. 1, Control Tab. Tab. Okay. And everything should be hunky-dory, I think. Keep your fingers crossed. Reload, save scene. All right, actually that looks correct. All right. So let's pull this down here, and I guess top down, so top down is top down. Right? There we go. Now it looks correct. I mean, for what it is, it looks correct. If I want to line these up, let's uh, let's try to let's try to make sure that these are exactly the same width as much as I can possibly manage by eye. There we go. And okay. Then let's straighten these out. All right. Hold on, give me a quick second. Okay. Actually, this. That's weird. These two are off a little bit. Why are they off a little bit? But why when if I put them correct? Oh, I don't know. Okay. That's approximate, I guess. Okay, let's do they look about right? No, this one does not look about right. Just can't really see it. That's why some of them don't appear quite exactly correct. Okay, I guess we'll leave that like that. And then that way I can go ahead and these, put them, okay, and then I should go ahead and dig these and kind of do the same thing. Here, let's back, just, I know I shouldn't be obsessing over this. In fact, it's about time for me to be done, but the good news is I'm actually done here, right? So I'm actually got done here. Okay. All right, let's take these and make sure that, there we go. This guy is so up here like this. And Bob's your uncle. Uncle Crunkle. Okay. Do something here. Let's these and let's zoom it in. And let's just go to like that. So there's still a little bit of a play there. Let's take this one off. Move these. That. These one off. Mm-hmm. All right. I guess I won't worry about much after that right now. So leave this like this. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and save room data. Okay. And it looks like we got chapter 4 done today. Hey, Rook. Sorry I didn't notice you there, but I was busy getting chapter 4 completely done, which is good. Yeah, these are short as far as chapters go. I mean, it's not like we're reading a book or nothing exactly, but uh, they'll expand out as the phases go on. The phases will actually I'll expand the story out as well. Anyways, yeah, here, let's do this. That don't bother me at all. All right, and that way I can take these. I can move them down a little bit, and I can sort of leave these. I can sort of leave this like it is. Save room data. Okay. Let's do a thing. Let's uh the magic battering ram. Okay. Everyone goes to school. Okay. And we could probably remove this. Locks up Bram's door, Hall of Fame, library. Uh right. Okay, let's just go ahead and delete this. What? And board it up. So he thinks for a moment. I don't believe that is the only text I got here. I need to edit that because that's not done. There's there is 3 choices though, isn't there? Check that out. Knox politely, magic, battering ram, and the lockpick. Okay. Um. Uh. The 3 approaches are. Let's see. We'll do it this way. He could knock politely and see if anyone answers the door. He could ram the door down with his horn. He could also attempt to pick the lock with his horn. He ran the door down. He could also attempt to pick the lock with his horn. Hit 1 to knock. Hit 2 to ram the door. Hit 3 to pick the lock. Okay, that's actually okay. OS, save room data. Okay. Okay, so let's go through the chapter kind of briefly. I'm just going to go through one path because the other paths will be the same. So they'll just be a different order, and I'm just looking to see how if it flows or not. So let's do this. Switch room to this. Enter. Hit 1 to continue. Pull disappointments. I actually already went through that earlier. Uh, 1 or 2, not 1 and 1. So that's the one thing I can look at here. Let's actually hit 2, right? Because the door is going to be the same, right? Yeah. Save room data. Okay. This isn't going to matter. It's just going to display what it displays. So, and for the statue, is fine. Head to the pool. Walks up to the pool. Reflection. Okay. Decides to head out. Approaches the wood is locked and boarded up. So he thinks for a moment. He can knock politely to see if anyone answers the door. He could ram the door down. He could also attempt to pick the lock for the swarm. Hit 1 to knock, 2 to ram, 3 to pick the lock. So we're just going to do 1. Approaches the front door and politely knocks with the swarm. After a few minutes, nobody answers, and then the unicorn decides on another tactic. Hit 1 to jimmy the lock, hit 2 to ram the door open. After knocking doesn't work, he tries to push the lever down and notices it's locked. He then tries to pick the lock with the tip of his horn, and when that doesn't work, he has only one more idea. Hit ram the door open. The unicorn decides to ram the door. He backs up, gets a running start, and starts charging. And then he hits the door directly in the lock with his horn, causing the whole assembly to pop out. He then walks into the antechamber. Unicorn sees a sign suggesting a visit to the library and then proceeds down the hall. He notes a particularly defaced portrait. The unicorn searches for the library for a bit and spots 3 texts that look promising. Hit 1 to look at the book that talks about curses. Hit 2 to look at the book that talks about flying horses and mythology. Hit 3 to read the interview that Violet has with the EVM. Okay, we're just going to do 1 again. We're going to do 1. Unicorn walks over the book about curses, pulls it down with his horn. While it's sitting on the floor, the unicorn flips through its pages with his horn. The unicorn stumbles on the transmogrification spell that suggests it needs a original spellcaster to break. But then in a footnote it says you can also find an equally powerful wizard to break the curse. On the back is a picture of the same guy whose portrait was defaced. Book about curses, including how to change. Okay, I need to fix that. Book about curses. Okay. Look, that one. Control S. Okay. I need to get rid of that. In fact, probably all 3 of them need to do that. So let's check out all 3 of these. No, that's actually all right. And this one, I think. Okay, that's all right. All right. So save room data, make sure everything's saved, and continue on. So check out the Book of Flying Horses. Being interested in mythology, the unicorn has the book about flying horses. He pulls it off the shelf and pages through it with his horn. The book's conclusion: the only flying horses you'll see is if a wizard decides he needs to create one. Hit 1 to do the Book of Curses. Did we not do curses already? Oh, there's something. Okay. All right. Let's here. I need to check that out. Okay, so the doors here is flying horses and Violet Moonshadow, right? So flying horses and Violet Moonshadow. Okay. What does this one say? Wait a second. Did I just do 1 and then I did 1 and I did 1? Okay, something's not right. Let's go back to this one. Copy and switch room. Control V. Walks over to Chris's You can start. Okay. Check out the book on flying horses. I think I see the dealie. The deal is no flying horses, right? Hit one. Check out the book on flying horses. One to flying horses. So let's see if it's the flying horses one. Yes, it is the flying horses one. So we go to. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. Okay, there's something I kind of messed up here. I mean, I didn't really mess up. Uh, all right. So this is right. This is correct. This is going to be what's left here. So what's left here is EVM. So we need to. I just need to take these out of the thing here. Okay, and then okay. Okay, let's just leave that, I guess. Okay. So this one is going to flying horses. Flying horses. And this is also one. That. So why? How come? Oh, come on. I see. I won't worry about it. Okay. So this one goes to also goes to one. This is the flying horses. This is the EVM. So EVM's got to be there. Uh, this one and like that. Um, this is curses, curses, and that's fine. In fact, these are all ones, so they should be correct. Flying horses, yep. And this should be the same way. Curses. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and save room data, and then let's just go here. Well, actually, these are going to be correct now. So, copy. We'll just do this. Switch room. Control V. Right. EVM. Oh, and I didn't even. Oh, and so these should all be when to continue, huh? All right. All right. It just all right. These should all say when to continue. To continue. And this should be deleted. Okay. And Control C. And we're going to do the same thing with all these. Control V. Control V. And that. And there we go. The room data. Everything's hunky-dory. We just got done with chapter 4. And tomorrow I get to start on chapter 5. Chapter 5. Let's get a preview of chapter 5. Princess gets a room. Ooh. This one will actually have some here. Do this. Sync these. I'm gonna bump it all the way up here. Okay. And this one gets a room. This one gets a room. This one is. Oop. There. Shift. Okay, doing this on purpose. And let's get to room first. Okay, this I've actually have some old stuff, so I'm gonna have to. This might be another big one. This might be one that requires 2 splits here, but Princess was kidnapped for a reason. They decide to find her and rescue her if possible. Hubert contacts some friend the Count, tells him to turn into a bat, so he can find the princess. In the mindset of the Grand Enchanted Lane, the princess is struggling with the ropes, tying her to a wine cask. With the help of some mice, she manages to get free of the ropes binding her. The princess then tries to escape by getting into the dumbwaiter, only to be sent upstairs. After getting out of the hotel's dumbwaiter, the princess searches for a way out by checking for various doors. She stumbles upon a room with some maps and other documents, which she grabs but is recaptured. The Count comes back to FFC and tells John and Hubert what he's found. The princess is chained to a wine cask in the cellar of the Grand Enchanted Lanyon. Hubert and John take an empty wagon and head toward the hotel. Hubert and John go to the Grand Enchanted Lanyon and arrive at the side door with some guards in front. Hubert tries to conjure up a wagon with food, but only succeeds in giving the guards the illusion of the wagon. Hit 1 to continue. And that's the end of that. Okay. So that means tomorrow I gotta sit through my previous rooms, and I'm gonna have to do the whole thing of changing them around, getting prepared to put in here, and we might have a multiple thing like the first the deal with the schools. So we might have 3 or 4 different things going on here. In any case, the first one's about finding the princess, and then the princess's escape is in here somewhere down here. Anyways, yeah, okay. So that about does it. And I didn't do the replay buffer again, which I keep forgetting, and that's on me. Okay, so anyways, thanks everybody for watching, popping in, whatever, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching part 2.